Hello, my fellow YouTube viewers and Xeon Knights. It's Raven, and we're here with the second deck profile, and it's of my vampire deck I've been working on lately. Well, actually, lately, it was a couple months ago. This deck's been kind of abandoned. It's like a lost puppy that no one wants. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it down soon. I don't know. I think it's inhumane, but since vampires are undead anyway, I don't think it should matter, really. We're not going to be doing a bunch of shenanigans like the last video. We're actually going to go directly into the deck profile. I know. Ooh. Ah. Interesting. Vampire deck, ladies and gentlemen. This is it right here. Alright, there you go. Yep, there. Okay. Alright, you've seen it. Deck profile over. Alright, thank you. That's a wrap. Oh, you mean I actually have to go and explain all the cards? That's a lot of work. Alright, let's go. Okay. First card up. Vampire Lord. Vampire Lord is one of the oldest cards in the game and is the OG vampire from South Side of Hell, that is. He is one of the coolest cards in the game, and we're going to have a little counter down at the bottom of your screen, and we're going to count how many cards in this deck mill your opponent's deck, because that's what this deck is for, and I'll explain it as we go along. So Vampire Lord's effect is, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, declare one card type. Your opponent selects that card type from their deck and sends it to the grave. 1. Arguably the second best, actually not the second best, she's the first best, and she's the sexiest. Look at that card art, look at that. She's like pointing at you, like, yeah, you, come over. And she's laying up, look at that bed. Her window's open, so, you know, someone's going to sneak into that bed. Oh man, someone's going to get bitten tonight. Anyway, Vampire Vamp is an amazing card. 2000 attack. When this card or vampire is normal summoned, basically, if your opponent controls a higher attacking monster than Vampire Vamp, you can equip that monster to Vampire Vamp. Then she sucks his blood and gains his attack points. Then if she dies while equipped, she immediately comes back. Amazing card to completely irritate your opponent. I play 3 Vampire Sork. Vampire Sork is probably the lifeblood, pun intended, of the deck. She searches for you, and when she's in the graveyard, you can banish her, and you don't have to tribute for normal summon of a vampire. So you can search out any vampire card when she's gone, and then immediately use her to banish and bring back and normal summon a vampire. So she's an amazing card. I play 3 Rip-Off Dracula, Vampire Duke. His effect basically is, when he's normal summoned, you can special summon a vampire from your deck to the field in face-up defense. Or when he's special summoned, you can declare a card type and your opponent sends that card from their deck to the grave. Alright, counter. That's 4 cards now that mill. 1 Vampire Lord, 3 Rip-Off Draculas. We play 2 Shadow Vampire. Shadow Vampire's effect basically is, when this card is normal summoned, special summon 1 Dark Vampire monster from your hand or deck. Great for XC summoning, great for bringing out your Vampire Duke and immediately making your opponent discard a card from the deck. We play Vampire Curse because he needs love, and he's probably the weakest of all the vampires and does the least amount of work. To be honest, I have him in the deck because he looks like the guy from Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, and I use him to discard, and sometimes I use him for his effect, which is basically, when this card is destroyed by battle, you can pay 500 life points and then special summon it during your standby phase, and he gains 500 attack points. Other than that, he's just there to look cool and nothing else. So, all style and no substance, basically. I play 2 Tristan and 3 Isolde. Some of you may be wondering, why do I play 2 and 3? Well, Isolde is a useful card all the time. She modulates any levels of zombies. Is it zombies or is it dark cards? Oh, I'm so ill-prepared. Oh, it's zombies. She changes levels of zombies up to level 8, from 5 to 8. So she can make any XC she wants, as long as the monster you're XCing is a zombie monster. Tristan's effect is, when he's summoned, you can get any zombie with 0 attack back to your hand. So, if you have Isolde in the grave, you immediately get her back, and then she's special summoned because Tristan's on the field. Use her effect, change their levels, or keep them the same. Bam, XCs, you're good to go. Isolde's just great because no matter what, you can always use her to modulate levels. And Tristan's good because he will always bring a zombie back to your hand, and because he gains 300 attack points for zombies. I just don't see the point in running 3 Tristan, to be honest. You really just need to play 1 Isolde plus 1 other card, and you get whatever you want from your extra deck. So, alright, I play 2 Mizuki. Mizuki's staple in a zombie deck, and he has like the biggest choppas in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, he looks like Mr. Ed on steroids. I mean, and that's a scary thought right there. Mizuki, in case you don't know, basically, when this card is banished from your graveyard, you can target a monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. But, of course, the monster has to be a zombie. So, spooky. I play 2 Opera Zombie. I mean, Unizombie. Unizombie also modulate levels and is our tuner of the deck and helps us synchro. It's a pretty awesome card, and I don't know what zombies would be singing about. Probably how amazing Zeon is, I think, but I could be wrong. But I mean, Zeon and Zombie both start with Z, so I mean, you know, it's like Kata Katrina. It just makes sense. By the way, that was a Gabriel Iglesias reference. I don't know if anyone caught that, but anyway, 2 Pyramid Turtles. Pyramid Turtle is one of the oldest zombie cards in the game, and it's one of the best zombie cards in the game. When this card is sent to the graveyard to result in battle, special summon 1 zombie-type monster with 2,000 less defense from your deck. That basically is every single zombie in the deck. So, it's amazing. I play 1 Spirit Reaper, 1 Zombie Master, 1 Goblin Zombie. More staples of zombie decks. Unfortunately, vampires don't have enough support for you not to play other zombie support cards. Zombie Monster, basically, you can send a monster from your hand to the graveyard, and then target level 4 lower zombie from your graveyard, special summon it. Spirit Reaper can't Spirit Reaper can't be destroyed by battle or card effect. Goblin Zombie, when this card inflicts battle damage, your opponent sends the top card of the deck to the grave. Milling counter goes up to 5 now. And the reason for all the milling. Vampire Kingdom. That's right, Vampire Kingdom. One of the coolest field spell cards in the game. One of the nicest, just simplistic, but you can tell what this is as soon as you see it. You know it's something to do with vampires. Vampire Kingdom's effect is zombie-type monsters gain 500. Every time your opponent sends a card from the deck to the grave, you send a zombie-type monster from your hand or your deck to the grave, and then you destroy 1 card on the field. So every time your opponent mills once per turn, Vampire Kingdom's effect activates. You send 1 of your zombies to the grave, Vampire Kingdom will destroy 1 card on your opponent's side of the field. Now, it's good because you want some of your zombies to be in the grave, especially Vampire Sorcerer, so you can use her effect, or Mizuki, or Isolde. You know, cards like that. It's a very good card in conjunction with the rest of the zombies, so it works really well to help you set up plays on top of destroying cards your opponent controls. Play 1 pot for draw, 1 foolish, once again to get zombies into the grave. 2 Book of Life, because it's essentially a Monster Reborn and a 1/5 Soul Release in 1. 2 MST. 1 Book of Moon, because Book of Moon is Bay. 1 Allure of Darkness, because we play darks, and Allure basically allows you to draw because of dark cards. For the traps, I play 2 Vampire Takeover. Vampire Takeover is a very interesting card. It's basically Terraforming, Call the Haunted, and Vampire Kingdom all in 1 card. If you have no cards in your field card zone and all monsters you control are zombies, which they are because all our monsters are zombies, you can play Vampire Kingdom directly from your deck to the field, and then you can special summon a Dark Vampire from your grave in defense position face up. Essentially the combo is play Vampire Takeover, Vampire Kingdom goes on the field. Use Vampire Takeover's effect, special summon Duke, or rip off Dracula, from the graveyard, his effect will activate. Your opponent will have to send 1 card from their deck to the grave, and then Vampire Kingdom's effect will activate. You'll send a zombie-type monster from your deck or hand to the grave, and then you pop 1 of your opponent's cards. I play 1 Mirror Force and 1 Call the Haunted, because when you make a zombie deck, when you sign a contract, okay, guys, you need to read the fine print. When you make a zombie deck, you must play Call of the Haunted. It's not negotiable, you know, just so you know. And you have to sign a contract in your blood. Alright, and for the last 3 trap cards, just to be a dick, I play all 3 viruses. All our cards are dark. We have enough monsters to basically use all 3 of these. Some of them can get cloggy. It's not a good idea to play all 3, to be honest. If I was a side deck person, which I'm not, I would probably just play 2 of them, and then depending on what deck I'm facing, I would switch them out. One of these, which one is it? Crush card will bring up our milling counter up again. The other 2 don't really count because you're not sending, their opponent's not sending cards from their deck. They're drawing and then discarding as they draw. So they won't work for Vampire Kingdom. But because the deck is entirely dark, it's great because once again you're basically getting rid of cards from your opponent's deck. So that's why I play all 3. Plus it's a douche move. And I have played all 3 in one duel before. It's really foul. People are like, okay, he played 1, that should be it. Oh, played another one. Oh, played another one. For the extra deck, I play number 22, Zombie Stein. 66, Key Beetle. Adrius, Keeper of Armageddon, one of my favorite Xyz cards in general. For the Synchros with Unizombie, I play Black Rose Dragon, Moonlight, Red Dragon, and Hot Red Dragon. These cards are really amazing. The only one I want in this deck, I think it's Scarlight? Scarlight, I think is what it's called. That's the other one I want to add. Basically, these cards do the same thing, but the opposite, if that makes sense. Red Dragon Archfiend destroys face-down defense monsters, and Hot Red Dragon Archfiend destroys face-up attack position monsters. So, great for clearing the field. And then, of course, you still have your Black Rose Dragon, and then Black Rose Moonlight and Dragon. And to finish it off, I play Maestro, the Symphony de Jin, 74 Master of Blades, 2 cards I rarely use. And then this card, the Crimson Knight Vampire Bram. I don't use him enough. I really don't use him at all. His effect is pretty interesting. Basically, you detach and then you can Monster Reborn opponent's card from your graveyard to your side of the field. I just never seem to use it. I mean, I just don't. Because the thing is, all the really good effects are Xyz. So if you special summon an Xyz monster from your opponent's graveyard, you're not going to get the effect because there's no material. Unless you're trying to stop your opponent from bringing something back, I rarely use it. So, again, he's just there to look cool, unfortunately. I play number C101 Silent Honor Dark. And when I say I play this card, I mean I thought I could play this card and make it work, but I can't, so I don't use it. So, sorry. And for the last card in my extra deck, the best card of them all, Pilgrim Reaper. That's right, Pilgrim Reaper. I bet you've never seen this card before. It's a 20-cent card. It's a rank 6 Xyz. This card gains 200 attack and defense for every dark monster in either player's graveyard, and you can attach an Xyz material to have your opponents in the top 5 cards of the deck to the graveyard. Well, both of us have to do that. I have actually won duels with this card. Oh yeah, and milling counter go up. Thank you. This is a really good card, to be honest. And it's not a really good card. It's a situational card at best. But I have won duels with it because I made my opponent deck out. And it's the funniest thing I've ever done in any duel, and it was awesome. So go Pilgrim Reaper. The extra deck is not complete. I would take out C101 Honor Dark, and then it leaves me 3 more slots. I would definitely put in a Beals, put in a, what's the other douchebag called? A Lancelot, and put in a Scarlight's Red Dragon. And that would complete it. But for now, I'm happy with the deck as it is. I haven't played this deck in a while, and it's unfortunate, because I've been playing Harpies mostly lately. But it is a good deck, and I did enjoy playing it. I play it every now and then, with my friends, when we want to play something different. It is a fun deck, but it also can be a frustrating deck. It's not a perfect deck by any means. You won't be winning tournaments with this deck, I don't think. But it's fun, and it's different. And it's vampires. And it's not gay, sparkly vampires like Twilight. I mean, those are fairies. If you sparkle, you're a fairy. I'm sorry, you're not a vampire. It's just how it works. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile, guys. It's hard for me to keep these videos down. I don't want to keep them too long, but hopefully you learned something, and you hopefully understood most of the deck. Basically, the deck is just having your opponent send cards from their deck to the grave so you can activate Vampire Kingdom and continue to clear the field. Cards in your graveyard are a good thing because you can always get them back or their effects activate in the grave. Now, obviously, Abyss Dweller would completely f*** your day up, so there's always that. But other than that, it's a pretty good deck. So I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll be putting more stuff out soon. I'll be putting the Terra videos out. Part 1 of the funny adventures are going to be coming out soon, so hope you guys enjoy that. And Part 2 of the Gundam conversion project will be coming out soon as well. So, I'll see you guys next time, and until then, Zeke Zion!